We are live. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade Reaction Channel. You're now tuning into Sigma Nation Podcast, where we represent Sigma males, which are introverted alpha males that focus on chasing their dreams and self-improvement. Today, we're going to be talking about why do some women choose to be with the guy that's not performing in bed. And a lot of guys are going to grow to know this type of situation. So we're going to be answering a lot of questions like, why is she looking at me and she with her man? Why is your co-worker so attractive? Why are women in cockoid relationships? But mainly, like, why your co-workers flirting with you and cockoid relationships, and also why that girl may be looking at you. We're going to answer a lot of those questions today. Now, before I get started, I just need to know if the microphone is good. Go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat. All right, and it looks like we got our first donator. Is going to be Desiree Ellis. Big shout outs. Really appreciate the donation. She was one of the first ones yesterday to donate as well. Big shout out to Tech and God Jets. We ain't seen you in a couple days. Big shout outs, my man. Aaron M is definitely in the building. Sounds like everything sounds good. Okay. Today's lecture was a requested lecture, and you notice we are back outside. I may go live later on tonight. All right, and if I go later on tonight, it's going to be the typical reaction, but I think I have a video that I want us to react to tonight. But I got a couple of things I got to take care of before then. Okay, another thing is that I have another channel now called Anthony Spade Clips. And what I want you guys to do is go in the description right now as you come in and subscribe to Anthony Spade Clips. Those are going to be clippings from the lives, and those are going to be clippings from the videos. They're mainly my channels specifically for shorts. I'm going to be releasing some shorts on here, but mainly go over to that second channel now and start subscribing to that second channel, because I'm going to have a lot of content that's going to be going to the second channel as well. Citrus Hayes, big shout outs, bro. Thanks for the $4.99. We got Anthony Jackson, just became another member today. He's been a member for 18 months. Big shout outs, bro. Who is that? Anthony Jackson, member for 18 months. I got you, bro. You've been with me 18 months. I ain't gonna even hold you. You deserve to have your wrench. Anthony Jackson, you are officially a moderator, all right? But the moderators change in 2 weeks, so you get to have a little power for a little bit of time. So big shout outs to definitely Anthony Jackson. I really appreciate that. And Cyrus Haynes, big shout outs, bro. I really appreciate you too. All right. Jared, the 20-year recovery is definitely in the building. Back in the building. Much respect to Spade. He got his wrench. Big shout outs. The main reason why I'm answering this today is because you're about to see a lot of women end up in these type of relationships. Mainly, you see older women, they're always with the weaker vessel. They're always with a guy that they know they can play. So, as we get started with the lecture, all I'm going to say is the way that you get my attention is to donate. I stop the lecture, I answer your question, give you a shout out, and then I get right back to the lecture once I get started. And all I ask is that if you do not donate to the channel, just go ahead and hit that like button for me. All right, both are still working in my favor. The more you like, the more you donate, the more lives I go through, the more videos you're going to get. This is a business, etc., etc. All right, if I happen to skip past shouting you out after a donation, make sure you remind me in the chat. Because sometimes when I get to talking, you guys see my eyes drift around and around, and I miss a lot of things that come through. Same with the Cash Apps. Cash App doesn't normally let me know immediately when someone's donated. So if you donated in the Cash App, make sure you go do it. This lecture should not last that long. Big shout outs to Keandre. He comes in with the 20 bucks. Big shout outs. He's another one that donates all the time. All right, guys. Now we're going to answer the question. Why do most women want a guy that's not good in bed? For a woman to get to that frame of thought, all right, it has a lot to deal with emotions. So in order for you to understand why she gets to the point where she prefers the weaker man, we must first go back to the beginning of her psyche. One thing that you have to understand about women, they fall in love extremely fast. All right, when I say fast, fast. typically the guy that takes their virginity, or the guy that she falls heads over heels with first. But I can tell you, around 14, 15, and 16, most girls, if they get the guy they like, they're going to immediately fall in love fast. One thing about a girl, as soon as she falls in love fast, she gives up the pussy fast. In most cases, especially the young girls, you end up becoming your boyfriend's porn star. All right? This is the guy that she's so head over heels with. This is what the young girls are going to go through, that the older men are going to pay for in their 20s. But 18, like 16 through 18 and all that, 14, 15, 16, okay, these girls are going to get the guy they want, but they're going to become his personal porn star. He's going to be the guy that she sucks dick every day. She gets all the sexual positions. And she's doing all this just so she can keep this guy. But one thing about the guy that gets the woman that's giving him too much sex at that age, he gets tired of it. This is why you see so many guys in a younger age, they can rack up a whole gang of baby mamas, get a group of baby mamas. It's because when you're going through the young phase, the women are going to attract to the same guy, kind of like they've always done. And those guys may be the guy that have multiple baby mamas because the women are attracted. But what women do to compete with other women is they try to perform in bed. They try to go out of their way to satisfy him. That's why you'll have a lot of girls in relationships. They may go out and get another girl and say, I'm going to have a threesome with my man to please him so he doesn't leave me. So understand, women, when they fall in love, their ultimate goal is to please the man to the point where he doesn't want to leave the relationship. So she's willing to do most of the sexual things that he wants. The downfall about it is, the more sexual things that she does with him, the more she starts to become him. The more deeper she starts to fall in love with him, especially if he's really good in bed. If a man is really good in bed, the more he sleeps with her, the more in love she's going to be. But the more he sleeps with her, the more he's not going to want her. So you have to realize, women are going to start learning this early in life, is that I gave so much to this guy, but he still broke my heart. But she's really looking at it from a sexual standpoint. So when the guy that breaks her heart, all right, she loses the ability to parabond. Majority of the reasons why women date weaker guys is because they can't parabond from a heartbreak. When women cannot parabond from a heartbreak, they still may know what the orgasm would do to them. So you have two ways that this is going to work. If she comes out of a heartbreak and she can't parabond anymore, but she knows what an orgasm is, a lot of those women are going to fall back and they're going to date the weaker guy because they just don't want to get hurt again. You will have women that do this. They only date one bad dude. They become his personal porn star. And when he breaks her heart, she's unable to date again unless the guy is weaker. Now, you have another set of girls that they go through the same process. They end up getting the guy they want. They end up trying to satisfy him sexually. They give it all. She takes it in the anal. She do all the sexual stuff that he wants done, and he ends up breaking her heart. But what she does is she rebels. What does that mean? That means she takes a heartbreak and she tries to satisfy it with sex with different guys. This is what's going to make her liberated. So you're going to have girls that come out of that heartbreak, and the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to have the power to sleep with as many guys as they want. That's the difference between men and women. After a breakup, a guy just can't go and sleep with 4 or 5 girls. He never has them. But the woman can. There's always a guy out there that wants to sleep with her. So a lot of these girls will sexually liberate themselves trying to get over the guy that broke their heart. But what they're really searching for is the next guy that can give them the orgasm over their brain. That's the whole reason why women become sexually active, is they're chasing that high of the orgasm. So what happens in this process? When you have the woman that is so sexually liberated, trying to get over the guy that broke her heart and get satisfied at the same time, she loses the ability to parabond and becomes shame to the guys that she slept with. Okay, what do I mean? I mean that women get to some point in their life where they start looking at their life, Their life is not going the way that they want it to go. They're not married yet. They don't have the husband yet. They don't have the lifestyle yet. They watching other people have it, but they're thinking, where did I go wrong with my life? And they're going to stop and look at the type of guys they slept with and that they gave it up to, and they're going to be like, oh my God, I've given it to nothing but losers. Right? I'm going to say it again. I've given it up to nothing but losers type dudes. So that instantly tells her, I got to find somebody that I'm just not sleeping with, or I got to find somebody that I could start to build a real relationship, because right now I feel like a whore. That's what women are going to do that guys don't see. You looking at them, it's like, oh, she's just sexually liberated. These girls are sleeping with anybody. Let me tell you, these girls are sleeping with anybody from the initial heartbreak from the guy that they fell in love with. But what they're searching for and why they keep sleeping around is that same orgasm that he gave her. So you got to realize, once a woman starts to become sexual liberated and she starts to chase that orgasm that she has, the more she chases that orgasm, the less she gets to it. So what am I trying to say? Some women would have sex so much that they would never be able to have an orgasm again, but they still know what it feels like. I'm going to say it again. Some women get to having sex so much that they cannot have an orgasm again because they're going through too many mood swings, but they still know what it feels like. Once women see the power of what an orgasm can do to her, she fears it, but wants it. I'm going to say it again. She fears it, but she wants it at the same time. Women are fully aware, if I have an orgasm, I'm going to become stupid. That's what they fear the most. They fear that the guy that's going to really give them the orgasm is going to make them fall in love so much that they're going to end up doing something stupid. So she starts to build a defense mechanism to her heart. All right, now let's go back to the girl who initially got hurt, but she didn't go out and become sexual liberated. Okay, you have to understand, those girls, when they lose the ability to pair bond, a lot of them won't even seek sex like that. What they would do is they would learn to please themselves. All right, so the girls that learn to please themselves because they didn't go out there and self-liberate themselves, they still go through the same thing as the women that is liberating themselves, and that's losing the ability to pair bond but still seek the orgasm. No matter what a woman does, she's always seeking the orgasm. So understand, before women get around to choosing the guy that's not getting in bed, there's always been a series of events in her life that led her to not pair bonding. That means her and the guy, she can't fall in love anymore because she's had too many experiences with her heart. The more guys that a woman sleeps with, the less likely she's going to pair bond. Why? Because she puts her emotions into it, and it's emotions that cause her to do it. What causes a man to chase women is just testosterone. It's something that a man does. A man can sleep with 100 women and not be affected by the woman that he loves. But you have to understand, a woman can't sleep with 100 guys and then say that she's in love. All she does is find a weak man that can put up with the bullshit, and that's what you see. Right? You have to understand, the more guys that she sleep with, the more weaker the man's going to be. He says, regular dude said, damn, you early today, and I'm only 15 minutes earlier than normal. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to regular dude. All right? So understand that two things are going to happen. She's going to lose the ability to pair bond from sleeping with too many guys, or she's going to lose the ability to pair bond because she only loved that one guy and she's been masturbating for too long. So now let's get into why. The first one is going to be she learns to please herself. But you have to understand, men mastering pleasing themselves are having the same effect. What do I mean? When you know out of the opposite sex that you really want sex and you get sex by yourself, you get the satisfaction of sex by yourself, now you need a partner for other reasons. All right? Now, a lot of guys are not motivated to go get women because they found a way to sexually please themselves. They found a way to cook their own meals. They found a way to survive without having a woman. Men are doing the same thing as women. You could cook, clean, get your own food, and please yourself. So you have less men that are motivated to pursue women, because really men were only pursuing women for sex, to have something sex next to them. But when it comes to a woman, one thing that men have to understand is that when women learn to please themselves, all right, they're still chasing that orgasm, but that's what keeps them from going after the men. And then from that point, they're looking for manipulation. They're pretty much saying, in their eyes, after they done unparabond, women come to this conclusion: the only thing that men want is sex, right? No matter what happens, she's gonna say to herself, the only thing that men want is sex, but I want sex too, but an orgasm has a stronger effect on me than it does a man. A man would lose respect for women the more orgasms he have. A woman will continue to fall in love, which is why she finds a way to do it by herself, and then she starts to become stronger around that. Now, the thing that guys have to understand about women in relationships are going to choose the guy that's not going to perform in bed, because she's going to separate sex from the relationship. All right, I'm going to tell you again. They learn to separate sex from the relationship. Why? Because she can please herself and she has plenty of guys to sleep with. But the type of guy that she wants, that has the whole package, she realizes she's not going to get that. So when women realize that they're not going to get the ultimate guy, they're not going to find a guy that's going to please them. They're not going to find a guy that's going to be the tough alpha, the all-around guy that she thought she had that broke her heart. Now she starts to separate sex from relationships. This is how come porn stars are still getting married. You'll say to yourself, like, who would marry a porn star? Who would be with a porn star? Once the porn star is able to separate sex from a relationship, it's easier for her to build a bond with that guy and manipulate him. Why? Because all she has to do is ration sex and he'll continue to stay in love. Why you think the guy in a relationship don't get as much sex? Why you think the husbands don't get as much sex? Why you think the simp don't get as much sex? It's because she knows, if I give you too much sex and I continue to please you, you're going to lose your love for me. But if I just ration the sex out of you and just give you little bits at a time, you'll continue to love me. This is how women start to look at it. This is why the guy that doesn't chase her is so attractive to her, because she's not controlling him at the beginning of the relationship. He's not showing signs that he needs sex. That's what guys have to understand. We may say, oh, it leaves mysterious. No, it says, I don't have to. She's looking at it like, he's not chasing me because he's fucking somebody better. That's how the women look at men. When you the guy that want to sleep with her, she's saying, dude, you ain't got nobody better. All these dudes want to sleep with me. I keep telling you, you wake up and you look at a woman's DM, it's filled with guys that want to sleep with her. But those guys that keep messaging her are guys who are doing nothing with their life but texting her to try to get sex. She knows this. So what women start to do is they separate sex from a relationship. So all those things that she need in a guy to make her feel like a princess and to give her the power is what she starts to seek. All right? So now it's like, all right, I'm not worried about sex for men. Now it's a matter of what man can do this for me. What man can do that for me. What man can do this for me. What man can do that for me. She separates the sex from the actual guy. This is why you see so many pretty girls, they may jump in and out of marriages. It's because they're pretty enough to keep getting a guy, but the guy can't keep up with her because she's only getting in relationship with guys that can satisfy her from one reason and leave enough room for her to have the opportunity to go to another guy. That's what you have to understand. The overall goal, why she's dating guys that are not good in bed, is because chances are the guys that are not good in bed are not confident overall. In order for a man to be good in bed, you have to be comfortable overall. But if she gaps the guy that's not comfortable overall, but he got a good job, but he can simp, but he has a house, but he has his life together. Okay, now she's like, I got this. She said, I got majority of what I want out of him. But she knows the guy that is good in bed and has all that is going to fuck her head up. So she's going to avoid those guys that are top tier. That's what a lot of guys don't understand. Being a high value man is actually a curse if you can perform in bed. It's because the woman's going to be terrified of you. And this is another reason why some guys will be in relationships with women and you'll be mad why she went back and chose a simp, why she went back and grabbed a weaker dude. It's because she's been ruled through sex. So once women can separate sex from the relationship part is more mental, which means that she can manipulate him into leveraging his insecurities to get what she wants. And this is where you have cockroach relationships. This is where you have women that can go out there and have other men while her husband or her boyfriend is okay with doing it because she's leveraging his insecurity at something else. Why? Because she's already lost the ability to pair bond. You have to understand, when women lose the ability to pair bond, life is nothing but a game to her, and men are nothing but creatures that cannot control what's between their legs. That's how women start looking at it as they get older, is these creatures cannot control who they are. So she leverages it to her best ability. Now it's like, all right, I got him manipulated to do this. He's my little toy. He's the guy that I can take out. He's the guy that I can make it look like I'm in a relationship. He's the guy that can do that. She starts playing the game because she still wants to fulfill the theme. She can't show nobody that she can't get a man. She can't show somebody that she's single. As much as women would say, oh, I just want to be independent and I want to do this and I don't want no man, they're lying. Those are the type of women that are going to end up with the weaker dudes. It's because they want to grab those dudes to manipulate them into delusional relationships, but still leave that room for opening for the guy to come in so she can have an orgasm with. So what am I trying to say? Okay, when a woman is dating the weaker guy that's not good in bed, she's going to leverage that he's not good in bed in order for her to come and go out the relationship. These guys would know their girl is playing around with them, but they'll choose to ignore it because the guy is just happy being in a relationship. And with that guy, all she has to do is just give him pieces and pieces and pieces of sex, and it keeps him in love, but his love be so blinded by what she's really doing. You have to realize, the less sex that a man gets, the faster he falls in love and the more desirable he is for women. That's one thing that you guys have to understand. The longer you go without sex, the more you can't control yourself when you get around women. The more sex you get, the more you can get around women and not move. I keep trying to tell you, always think about the strip club owner and the guys that are going to the strip club. The strip club owner don't talk to the girls the same because he's used to them. He can get them if he want them, and he don't want them. All he wants is the business out of them. Jared, 20-year recovery, he says, my 20 years sex addiction was a blessing. I understood female nature by 25, but unfortunately, I knew I could never marry or be in a LTR, long-term relationship. I dig it, bro. You have to understand, sex right now is ruling the world because it's the highest form of dopamine. People are not having sex because they like the person they're with or they want to touch them. People are having sex because they need the dopamine released through their body. It's more of an addiction. The more society has pit men and women against each other by placing delusional standards on both ends. It's kind of like everybody have standards for lovers that they're never going to get at all, right? So what people look at it as is, well, I don't want to go through the hardships of pursuing a relationship, going to a relationship, because it seems so hard now that you have way more people masturbating. You have way more people doing porn just so they can get those dopamine releases, all right? So with men, it has a different effect on them than it does women. With men, porn can make you lazy as hell. When it comes to women, it kind of pisses them off a little bit. They can use their toys, but the more they use their toys, the more frustrated they're going to be. It's because women are emotional creatures. They need the energy from a man. They need a man to fuck them. They need a man to touch them. They need to know that they made a man ejaculate, because that's where her power is at. So society has made man and woman separate from wanting sex from each other. But if they get sex from each other, they want it the easy way. Nobody wants to work for it now. So now it goes right back into the women. The women are going to go with the guys that are not good in bed, because those guys are ruled through desire. They don't get enough. All she has to do is breadcrumb him. Give him a little bit today, suck his dick for 2 hours and get on top and fake it, and he good, because he's a minute man. That's how women are. Women are like, oh, he's a minute man. All I got to do is kiss his dick twice, tell him to hurry up. Is he done yet? And then it's over with. So if you've ever been in bed with a woman and she asks you if you're done yet, she don't like you. She's leveraging the sex in order to keep you attracted to her. A woman knows, I have sex with you every day, you'll be out of love with me in 2 weeks, because that's just how it is. They learn that men cannot have all the sex, or they will have all the power. But if she penny pinches how much sex she gets with you, then she could control you forever, especially if you're a man that can't perform in bed. So why does the guy that can't perform in bed more beneficial for her? Because he will forever pay for it. He'll be in marriages paying for it. Your wife gotta have the nice car. Your wife gotta have that. You gotta go buy her this. He'll be the guy that you be like, yo, you would notice he loves her more than she loves him. Relationship. You'll start to see that. Like, this guy is, he just placed his woman on a pedestal. He's giving her everything. Okay, that's the relationship that she wanted. That's the guy that's not performing in bed. Because the dudes that's performing in bed, they don't dedicate and put their wives on pedestals. They start thinking for themselves. They're like, man, I'm about to go get this car. I'm about to go do that. I'm about to go do this and do this. He's never talking about, I'm buying my wife this. I'm buying my wife this. I'm doing this for my wife. The guy that's always bragging about what he's about to do for his girlfriend, what he's about to do for his wife, what he's about to do for this, is the guy that's not performing in bed. And she's leveraging him by giving him little pieces of sex that keeps him in love. Women realize that power early in life, that from the guy that they fall in love with, they become his personal porn star. When he tosses her to the side, she realizes sex is not going to keep him. Nasty shit's not going to get him. Satisfying his needs is not going to keep him. But what keeps a man is if I ration out how much pussy I'm going to give him. So you have to understand, once a woman learns the game, that all I got to do is not have sex with him, and he'll continue to work harder to get me, and he'll continue to do that, she's going to always stay in the mind where she gets the guy that's not good in bed. Because it's more valuable to her. She could get more gifts out of him. She could get more trips out of him. She could get away with more things than him. Her whole entire power is with him, all the way to the point that if she decided to cheat, she know he'll forgive her. Or if she decided to cheat, he's so googly-eyed about her, he don't even see none of her red flags. It's complete power. It's a complete power move for the woman to be with the guy that can't perform. See, you got to understand about this. These type of dudes, women like them because they communicate with them. Honey, what are you doing? See, they the guy calling her while she's sucking another man's dick. He the guy calling her while I'm getting my dick sucked by her, and I look over and I see the phone blinking. She hanging out with her homeboys telling her how lame her man is. And if you a guy that been in that before, you already know these girls will do this. They'll have a simp just sitting there. They'll have a pushover just there and be sitting googly-eyed in front of the guys they really like. Why? Because he's too dumb to see it. How does she keep him like that? By not giving him sex, but keeping communication with him. Baby, I miss you today. Gawking down the dick. Babe, I'm on my way home. Babe, you know I'm working. Babe, I'm doing this. She playing dating games while in a relationship. Why? Because he's not getting enough sex to get tired of her. So every day he's in full-blown love mode. He's in love. He's constantly in love with her because he's not getting enough sex. The weaker man in bed works better for her because she can fake it. but he keeps a line of communication. What does that mean? As long as she's communicating with him, he'll always think that she loves her. That's how he looks at it. He looks at it like, well, if she didn't care about me, then she wouldn't pick up the phone. If she didn't care about me, she wouldn't have came home last night. See, these type of women know how to set a pattern and a rhythm of getting exactly what they want out of the dude. And by the time he wake up out of it, he still don't want to wake up. Another thing, and that goes right into the next one, loyalty. The guy that's not good in bed is going to be the most loyal. I'm going to explain to you why he's going to be the most loyal. It's because this is the only relationship that's been loyal to him, even when it's not loyal. Guys that can't perform in bed and guys that are not good, you have to make yourself something that's valuable. You have to spend money. You have to give up that. You have to show her, I don't want nobody else but you, because she knows naturally a woman's not going to want you. But you have to understand, every girl's not going to do this. Only the girls that lost the ability to pair bond, and that normally comes from heartbreak with the guy that she fell in love with. A woman is only going to fall in love maybe 2 times in her life. After she falls in love, she would not be able to pair bond again, which is why you have so many women, when you meet them, they're talking about how the last 5 or 6 guys were bad. Well, guess what? Guy 3, 4, and 5, they didn't stand a chance. Guy 1 and 2, they had all the power. That she did all the slutty shit with them. All the other guys had to pay for it. Listen to what I'm telling you, bro. They had to pay for it. So you have to understand, we're going into a world where women are going to be dating the weaker guy. They've already started doing it. You're seeing women date simps. But it's going to continue to go because that's the only power that they have. Why? It's a win-win situation with them. They're able to cheat as well and get away with it. What do I mean by able to cheat? See, when a woman is cheating with a man that has a wife, she's still in competition with the wife, which means at some point, she'll get jealous and she gonna put herself in position to where she's like, I want the wife to know. I'm gonna go to the house. I'm gonna go to her job. I'm gonna find one way or something that I want his wife to know. Even if she's a side chick for years, at some point, she gets to the point where she is going to say, I want to see his wife or his girlfriend, and I'm gonna find a way to pop up there. You see these situations a lot. But when it's the other way around, where the girl has the boyfriend or the girl has the husband and she has a side dude, the side dude never tells. The side dude never cares about the husband. The side dude never cares about the boyfriend and talk to him. He just doesn't. And women know this. Women know I can go cheat on my man and not worry about that man trying to call my husband and say, hey, I'm talking to your wife, dog. I thought I'd just call and let you know. Hey, man, I'm talking to your girl. I thought I'd just call and let you know. You don't have many situations that's doing that, and the guys that you see doing it are zesty as hell. But the average guy out here is willing to cheat with a woman that's married and have a boyfriend and then leave it alone. After sex, they leave it alone. Like, fuck it, I fucked her. It's so many guys that have girlfriends that are introducing her man to all her side dudes throughout the day, and he don't get it. Why? Because men are more willing to clap cheeks and leave it alone. Okay, that's what she wants. She wants someone to clap cheeks, and if he's good enough, then she wants to be able to run back to her man. Trust me, when girls start cheating and they got a guy they can cheat on, the guy that she busts the nut with the most, she is going to try to cut him off after he busts that nut because she's going to fear that he has control over her. So you have to understand that the weaker man, the weaker man gives a woman all the power, not only on the emotional side, but once he gives into her on the emotional side, then she'll have control over him over the financial side, and she'll still be able to leave and go cheat on him, right? With a guy that could blow her back out and leave that guy alone. Why? I'm gonna explain to you why. Because she knows a man that's good in the bed is not loyal to any woman. He's not. Because women are gonna constantly come back. But as women get older, They learn to discipline themselves between good sex and a good relationship. That's one thing that a woman would do. We saw that clipping when I went live 2 nights ago with George Clooney. Remember, George Clooney was a side dude to the woman who was married, but he didn't know that she was married until he went up to her house. When he went up to her house, he's like, hey, I'm just checking on you. And he found out she had kids and a husband. He's sitting there looking like, hold on, what the fuck? He found out he's the side dude. Why? Because she played the game. She thought that she was going to be able to have sex with him. Remember, she told him, listen, you're fun. That's my family. Don't interrupt me. You're supposed to know what this is. Okay, that's what women do. Go back to that clipping I did with George Clooney in that movie, and that's what happened. He was a side dude that thought it was going to get close, and then she reminded him like, no, it's not. That goes back to what I said. Women separate sex from relationships, which is how they're able to be porn stars and still get married. All right? That's what you have to understand. That they rule through sex. You want to have power over a woman, try not to have sex with her, but subconsciously know that you're going to have sex with her at some point. Men are making the mistakes because all the little stuff that you do at the beginning of a relationship says that you want sex. When you're trying to be extra nice, it says, I want to have sex. When you're complimenting her on days that she feel ugly, it says, I want to have sex. Everything that you're doing says, I want to have sex. But the guy that gets the women and gets enough pussy, he don't get around her giving her compliments. He get around her talking to her like she a regular little girl. Like he'll tell her like, man, go back to your fucking beta male. After I get done beating that pussy up, go somewhere back to your beta male. Call up one of your beta males. That's how I used to do it. I used to tell girls all the time, like, man, go home to your dude, bro. Ain't nobody getting ready to fuck with you. What makes you think you getting ready to leave him for me and be with me and shit? And no, go back to that nigga. He'll forgive you. Big shout out to Brian Looney, but I did forget someone. Jared, 20-year recovery, came in with another one. He says, bro, my past friends would try to talk to girls, then later on the same women would tell me all the lame crap they did, not knowing I already smashed. You're right. That's how it is. When you the guy that's already smashing, you look at the other guys that are trying, and you're like, bro, it ain't even that serious. I've been in the same boat. I have smashed chicks and was in their house, taking a pee, coming out, and here come the lame coming in, get ready to take her on a date, and the first thing she says, have you met my brother Spade before? I've been that guy. And shook their hand like, yo, what's up, bro? Yo, this is my little sis, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, you hurt her, I'm coming for you. I did that. Where we've talked to the guy, he's so comfortable, he starts to think that me and him are friends at that point. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Women love that position. They love that side dude that can play brother. They love that. And a lot of guys, you've been in that. Yes, if she says this is my brother, she has slept with him and he's playing the role. This is why women date guys that are not good in bed, because they know they're not good in bed and all they have to offer is fucking love. You got to realize it's way more beneficial to them, especially after they pair bond. Now, if she still pair bonds and she can get in a relationship comfortably with a guy, okay, she ain't going to play all these games because she ain't went through the motion yet. She ain't spread herself too thin yet. She hasn't looked out. Remember, she has to look at herself and feel like, oh my God, I'm a piece of shit because I've slept with so many guys. I've been hurt. I've been in too many bad relationships. So I'm just going to secure the fact that I'll never get hurt again, but I still want to orgasm. She can't pair bond. Only women that can't pair bond are going to go through this motion. Not all women. Orgy King comes in with the $20. He says, fire. Big shout outs, bro. Definitely big shout outs. Another thing that you have to understand, the weaker vessel in bed allows her to live out her fantasies. That's what you got to realize. His vulnerability allows her to live out her fantasies. She tries to change him to do things in the bedroom that's going to entice the freakiness to them. She's going to bring more toys. She's going to try to do all this freaky stuff with a beta male to try to get herself going, because before him, she was used to pleasing herself. So now the beta male You're going to eat the box for a half hour. You're going to eat the booty hole for a half hour. You're going to suck her toes for a half hour. Every little thing that she wants done is going to be a half hour. When you go to hit, she going to fake it the whole time, and she going to ask you is you done, or she probably going to tell you some shit. Oh my God, start screaming all over the place. You think you getting it. 5 minutes later, you're done. She's back on the phone. It's a cycle to her. Women are going to know this guy's not good in bed, but I have to give him sex at least twice a month in order for him to keep being this simp that he is right now. She's going to learn that way faster than you discovering that she's doing this to you. Trust me, by the time guys realize that a woman had did this to him, you done already came to the red pill community, you've been watching it for a year, and then you look back at your relationship, and then you say, whoa, I was that guy. I wasn't getting pussy. She was giving it to me, but she wasn't giving it to me. I had to do a lot to get it. You had to work hard to get it. Right, because that's what her superpower is. Trust me, bro. Only whores, only girls that are liberated are really going to play this game where they date the weaker vessel and be looking at another guy to smash. It's typically going to be hood rats. It's typically going to be cigarette smokers too. Cigarette smokers are notorious for that. Cigarette smokers. So watch out for girls that are at the bar, the cigarette smoking girls. They're the ones that's aiming for the weaker vessel. As a man, this is where I felt bad in life. Knowing that these girls have boyfriends, husbands, or whatever, and you're still fucking them. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you feel bad, but as a man, you don't. Like I tell a lot of you dudes, when it comes to women, you do not have loyalty with your woman and friends. You don't. The guys I hang out with have only seen or had said hi to my woman one time. That's it. We ain't did no double dating. I don't do group datings. I don't take her to outings with me. I keep time with my boys, and I keep the relationship with my woman there. You know why? There's no loyalty when women are involved. Another man will fuck your woman. A man will smile in your face and fuck your woman. Your best friend will fuck your woman. Your cousin will fuck your woman. Why? Because if you're attracted to her, they're attracted to her. So learn to keep your relationship separate. Because if you are the beta male, if you are the guy that's not getting sex, then guess what? She's gonna want to have sex with somebody you know. That simple, that she thinks can perform. Because she always seeking the orgasm. All right, big shout outs to Ross Peru. And that's it. That's the end of that lecture. I wasn't expecting this to be a long lecture. Anyways, I was expecting it to be a nice little quick lecture. But in all, this is the reason why women choose the weaker man. And nowadays, you're going to have way more women that are going to be choosing a weaker man. But I'm telling you right now, they still fucking. These girls don't care. They're choosing these simp dudes just for toys at this point. And it's sad to watch men go out like this because it's some type of mental condition that's happening in the air. I've been trying to put stamps on it. I've been trying to really figure out like what really happened with men and how do we get the masculinity back and how do we keep men from getting played. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like rejecting women. When you get your life together, you put off a whole nother energy when you outside. All the guys that's watching me, that's going to the gym, you're bettering yourself, you're doing that, you already know the energy with you and women are completely different than the guys that's sitting inside, not doing nothing, analyzing. All right? Our visions are different. And it's kind of fun out here now to reject women, and then you see them with some punk ass beta male, she trying to make you jealous. You're like, oh my God, look at this girl. Really? You trying to make me jealous with him? Really? You should see the stunts that women are doing. So I find it fascinating, but let me tell you something. Every man has to date that girl. Every man has to date that girl. Every man has to get hurt with that girl. Every man has to. Sorry. As a man, you need to get hurt. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds bad for me to say that, But I'm going to be honest with you. As a man, you're not going to learn until you get hurt. You must get rejected. And you must learn to get rejected. That's just how it is. This is how it's designed. You're absolutely right. Regular dude, you have to. If you do not get hurt by a woman in your lifetime, you're not going to win with them. Period. You're not. The quicker you get hurt in your life, the quicker you get rejected in your life, I can almost guarantee you the better man that you're going to be. The worst thing that a man could do is run away from heartbreak his whole life, and then he tries later in life to find love and get rejected and get in wrong relationships. Your life would never be the same again after that. It won't. The younger in life you go through bad relationships with women, the stronger you become. The more stronger you become, the better you're going to be in the future. Listen what I'm telling you. This is how life works. The women control everything in their 20s. They control everything. A 20-year-old woman can get men back to back, 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 back to back. So a lot of guys that's getting all the women in their 20s, one thing that you're going to notice is the guys that wake up faster, they not going to be fucking with all women. They going to find them a little college princess, high school princess, and they going to fuck on and off with her until they find a way to settle down. You feel what I'm saying? But all the cool dudes that's getting all the women that the majority of women want, they going to be baby fathers. And by the time they get to 30, they're going to be losers because they had to give up chasing their dream in order to settle for a job just to take care of the kid. That's how life works. All the guys that can get the women and you're skeeting and everything, they lose in life because they have to settle for things. The guys that are right now that are saying, man, I can't get no women, I'm too this, I'm too that, and then you say, you know what, I'm going to just get in the gym. Then after you get in the gym, you're like, oh man, now I'm going to go get me a nice job. Now I'm going to go get me a nice car. You take that dude that's in the gym because he felt low and he got his job, he got his life together. By the time he's 30, he's already set. When you're 30 and you're already set, it is so much easier for you to date. It's so much easier for you to get women and reject them at the same time. It's not that many men that are doing that. And I'm telling you, in order for you to get to that, you have to get rejected by a woman. You have to get played by a woman. The quicker you get played and the quicker you get rejected and the quicker you feel insecure about yourself, but your rage causes you to go to the gym, it causes you to work harder, the better you're going to be. You need that pain to leave your body in order for you to have the strength to go forward. Too many people and men, you're running away from the pain that you're supposed to accept, and all you're doing is coming up with things to place it on. You're trying to put out insecurity. Oh man, I'm short. That's why it happened to me. Nah, man, I'm too tall. This happened to me. I'm black. That's why it happened to me. Oh, this happens in life. This what happened to me. Women change. That's what happened to me. Women ain't changed to the point, bro. Women are still attracted to the same type of guys. The problem is men just became weaker and started running away from their problems because they became more feminine. Feminine energy runs away from problems because it doesn't want to face accountability. That's what we have going on. Face accountability. Face the facts that when it comes to men and women, it's easier for a woman to reject you because she always has options. If you woke up every day as a man and you had hundreds of girls telling you they want to suck your dick and take you out, how will you determine which girl you gonna go out with? You'll look for the best options, right? You're not just gonna say, oh, the fat girl will suck my dick, I'll take you out Monday. Or the ugly girl, I'm gonna take you out Tuesday. Here come this girl, I'm gonna take you out. You're gonna sit back like, I got 100 girls, but I only got 7 days. I want the best 7 girls out of this 100 to go out with. Okay, this is what women are doing online. When they lose the ability to pair a bond, they say, I got a whole bunch of sexless men that want me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the best sexless men that I can get and leverage my vagina to get everything out of him. It becomes a game after she gets hurt. When women get hurt, they can play the game immediately because they already have the natural attraction of a man, which means makeup, tight clothes, got them. It don't work like that with a man. You got to go to work. You got to go get a job. You got to make yourself valuable. You got to get in the gym. You have to better yourself before you can get to the point where you can start dating like a woman does and choosing your best options to reject. That's why in your 20s, don't count it. In your 30s, you get the payback. When a woman's looks start to fade out, so does her power. But as a man's dominancy grows with his money, the more power that he has. So always look at a woman that after she gets her heart broke, 9 times out of 10, she's going to lose the ability to pair bond. Once she loses the pair bond, she will look at it like this. All men want sex. So you'll hear girls say, all men are dogs. So understand, for the most part, a woman's going to say, all of these simp-ass dudes want me. I just want the best simp out of them. You got to get to the point where you say, all these girls want me, but I just want the best woman out of all these girls. That's how it has to work. That process has always happened. Hey, let's get those likes up. We have 195 likes with 303 in here. Let's at least get the likes up to 300. Let's get those donations up as well. And I'm finna start taking questions right now. Go ahead and get your questions in. Make sure you put a Q in front of the question so I know what's going on. Today's topic is, why do women date the weaker man? And the weaker man is typically the guy that can't perform in bed. If you're the guy that can perform in bed, as you get older, you're her biggest fear. And the reason why you're her biggest fear is because she knows what it's like to give her all to a guy and become his porn star to keep him, and he dogs her out. She fears that for the rest of her life. It's different than you guys. When you give your all to a woman, most of it is just for sex when it's all said and done. A man could get hurt and bounce back and clear the emotion with just self-develop. I'm telling you, the girl that I don't even remember the name of the girl that broke my heart. I don't. It's different for a man. A woman is going to know the name, the day, the time that dude broke her heart for the rest of her life. She will always be able to tell his name. She'll always be able to tell what happened that day. She'll always be able to tell you about him. But it's not like that with a man. And a woman's going to carry that grudge for the rest of her life and use it to date weaker men to maintain power. With a guy, you get your heart broke, you become the best version of yourself, you'll be sitting back like, what's the name of that girl that broke my heart? I done forgot. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, it works differently with men and women. All right, go ahead and get those questions in. Let's see what we got. Give y'all some time. Air Max 29 with the $10. Really appreciate it, bro. He says, shouts as always for this live. Big shout outs, bro. I went on a little bit earlier today. I'm saying I really appreciate y'all. I'm about $60 off from the goal. Y'all help me get up there. Aaron M is definitely in the building. Hey, Aaron M, start putting FAT, bro. He got me up here reading this small ass shit. That shit look like fuck. What's up, Mr. Space? Mr. Spade, boy, you better get it right. I'm gonna let it slide this time, but next time they gonna be on you, the moderators. All right, y'all, get your questions in, man. Y'all know how this do. This is question time. If you've been that guy, let me know you've been that guy. What are your experiences with women that played you? Alex in the zone, he says requested lecture should have a required donations. What you think? Yeah, requested lectures do. You definitely got to donate for lectures. I think the only one I gave a free lecture for was for Forever Preserving, but he's been subscribed to me for a while, you know? So I kind of like, I knew him, he had a rich, but he's definitely right. Big shout out to Alex in the zone, bro. This is the third day in a row you've been showing love. Big shout outs, man. Really appreciate it. All right. Versatile channel, is that a question? All right, he talking about some 7th and 8th grade stuff. We're not doing 7th and 8th grade. Everything that happens in 7th and 8th grade don't count. All right, that don't count. All that don't count. I tell guys all the time, Your earlier years don't count. Everybody fucked up. They don't know what's going on. You're still going through adolescent phases. All right. If you still getting played in your 30s, you got a problem. All right. Daniel Spell says, what about women that turn their kid against the father? Women that turn their kids against the father are typically the bait baby. What do I mean, the bait baby? That's the guy that she really loved and that she wanted the kid with. All right, in order to try to build a family. You have to understand that. Lee Khan with the $2. Lila Khan, 75, big shout outs with the $2, bro. Really appreciate it. Okay, when a woman is turning a kid against the father, that's the father that she really wanted to have a family with. But he didn't want to have a family with her. Silver Lion, big shout outs. So what happens is when the relationship splits apart, she hates looking at the fact that she created that child to have a family with him. He don't want the family, but he loves his kid. So she knows this guy, I trapped him to be a family. I love my son. He loves my son, or loves my kid. He loves the kid. So what I'm going to do is, being that he don't want to be with me, I'm going to hit it where it hurts. I'm going to turn the child against him. Why? Because I really wanted the family. A prime example is 50 Cent. Look at 50 Cent's ex. She really wanted a family. She had the bait kid, but when 50 Cent didn't want to be with her, she turned 50 Cent's child completely against him. Even when he was building a bond with his son, she completely changed his mind. Why? Because sons, daughters, and child, they cater to the mother's nurturing side, and emotion. So the woman's able to grab the kid by emotion and pull him in emotionally and make him emotional towards the father. That's what happens. Always think about 50 Cent. It's really the guy she want to be with. That's why she's doing it. Jason Moon, he says, thank you. These men without mentors need the straight facts you put on here. Sharing the channel to the younger men. I know. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate it. Nowadays in 2023, we got to start coming correct. Because at this point, the gimmick is up. The agendas have changed. As men, we have to start taking responsibility as content creators in this space for men's psyches. So I've chosen to go the straight raw. My lives, y'all know, are raw. All the bullshit I give you in the reaction videos, facial expressions, we have a little bit of fun with those. But for the most part, when we come here, I have to give you that raw. Because if you got to be mad at me in order to fix your life, so be it. I'll let you be mad at me. Rodney Scott, he says females are usually on the front end and the males are late bloomers. You're right. And the reason why women could be on the front end is because they have more access of power through the men. The men want to sleep with the women all the time when they're younger. And when women first get their heart broke, they start saying, hey, they start to say to themselves like, hold up. They learn men faster. Remember I told you guys, women learn men faster than what men learn women, because men don't get to interact with women as much as women get to interact with men. So once women learn that guys just want to have sex, they start leveraging it. Now, as men outgrow that testosterone phase of their life where you just want sex and you start to lock in to life more seriously, then you stop saying the same shit out of your mouth that you were saying whenever you just wanted sex. Now you start looking at women like, what's her brain like? What's this like? What's that like? Like, ass, titties, and booties out, it's not impressionable anymore. Like, I got hood rats that when I park this damn truck and I go walk in the stores, they want to try to make eye contact with me or walk past me or bend over in front of me. When I was 21, it would have worked. I would have been like, yo, what's up, shawty? What's good? But as an adult, it's like, man, move. Let me get to my motherfucking peas. Move. Let me get to my coffee. Move. Let me get my shake out of the freezer. Move. That's how I am now when I'm in the grocery store. It's like, I see what she's trying to do, but I've outgrown it. I have a good woman now. I know what life is about. Bye. Women don't learn that once they get started. All right. Big shout outs to Mark Folzon, 24 months as a member. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate it. He said, it's the same game. you got to go through to get it, Brother Spade. There's a fine single mama I want to get with till that child is 18. I want to get with till that child is 18. Oh, okay. So he says, so you have a single mother you want to get with, but you're waiting for the child to turn 18? Hey, that's a good strategy, bro. That's a definite good strategy. At least you ain't got to do no pamper thing. B. Colas, Blackhead, he said, big shout outs, bro. Thanks for the $2. We're about $40 away. Let's go ahead and get some donations up. Help me hit my quota. We got Keandre's coming in. Keandre says, why do women play these games and we always tell them straight up? Examples. A girl asks me if I were together, if we're together, but I tell them I'm with you and other women too. They act confused. So when you tell them that you're with another girl and with you at the same time, they're acting confused, then that means your actions are different. You got to really pay attention to your actions whenever you're doing that. If a girl looks confused, chances are you spent maybe a little bit more time with her that she wouldn't assume that there's another girl. But back in the day, I would only see a girl once a week or talk to her like once a week or whenever we were hooking up. So they automatically assume that I always had another girl. Sometimes if you hang out with girls more, you talk to them more, you get on a pattern of conversating with her, and then you go to be real with them, they don't know how to take it. They don't know how to handle it because they're kind of like, well, your actions say that you kind of like me, so she doesn't assume it. But with me, when I was talking to them once a week, every time I was around them, they'll be like, so what girl am I this week? What girl am I this week, Anthony? I know you got other girls. So they used to always say that to me, and I'd be like, nah, man, stop worried about my business, bro. I never really came out and tell women, like, listen, I got a girl on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Like, I normally don't say that. It's just more like, listen, I used to tell them, when we're not around, I don't worry about what you're doing, all right? So what happens when I'm not around stays where I'm not around. I've always told women that, so I can avoid those situations. But you're right. If she's looking at you funny, that means that you guys have did a lot of communication. She just don't see it. All right, let's see here. Silver Lion says, I drive a 6 Series Grand Coupe, champagne colored. I've been chased down simply because of my ride. Exactly. At least you know why you being chased down. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with being chased down by your ride. Ain't nothing wrong with fucking a woman that likes you for your ride. It's up to you if you trick or not from there. Because guess what? We're buying nice cars for women alike. We're buying nice cars doing things for women alike. No matter what a man does, he's going to try to impress a woman. So don't look at it as being bad. They're supposed to want you. They're supposed to look at the hypergamy of it. All right. He said that's not their business. Shit, if you know you got the car, you know it's coming. El Tudo, he says, what should you tell women if she asks you why you don't have any ladies or kids? All right, I get asked with that all the time. The question is, I don't have a plan for them. That's what I tell women when women be like, why you don't have children? I tell them straight up, I don't have a plan for them. I don't know what I would be having a kid for. I'm not close to my family members. I'm the fucking loner. I spend all my time by myself. What am I going to have a kid? Like, I'm in Pittsburgh. It's me and my girl. Like, my mom doesn't live here. My grandmother doesn't live here. I don't have aunts and aunties here. I'm here for business. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that here. Why would I have kids? I don't have a plan for them. At this point, having a child in my life is a nuisance because I have so much going on and I have so much that I want to do that truthfully, I don't feel like battling agendas. I don't feel like coming home one day and me and my child got to sit down and have a damn talk. I'm not trying to do that. I associate with enough teenagers just having cars. Y'all see how I am on Instagram. It's very attractive to young women and very attractive to teenagers. They always want to look at my cars. I'm always getting stopped. And I could tell you, these children are dumb. These children are done. They're dumb, they're done, they're sensitive. I really don't see how they're going to live to 30. I really don't. They're very depressed. Most of these children are on drugs, and we're talking 14, 15 years old, like walking past my house smoking blunts in the morning on their way to high school, throwing their guns in the bushes. I see this shit. I don't want to bring a child into this world because I don't have a plan for it, nor do I want to wake up with crying and a whole bunch of other shit. We're battling so much mental illness in society, there's no point of adding on more stress. There is no point of adding on more stress. This is why I don't have kids, because for the most part, it's something that the woman wants. But as a man, I don't see any logical reason for me to have a kid now because I just don't have the desire. I look at kids now as a nuisance. You cannot raise your child the way you want to raise it. And at any given moment, something can happen to where you have to adjust your life. Life is moving extremely too fast now. There's too many things happening for me to add on raising a kid. Raising a kid comes with a whole different ball game. It comes with a whole different level of stress. It comes with a whole different level of responsibility. Whenever I think of a plan, like if I think of a plan of what I want with a child, then I'll have a child. But as of right now, I don't see the reason of having a child besides having something to take to a family reunion and show off in front of people, because majority of people that I see raising children are having relationship problems and the children are being affected. You have women that are killing their whole family. You have men that are killing their whole family. Children are dying more now than ever, not only from suicide, but from a whole bunch of other shit, bro. Like, these kids are fucked up. Why would I have a kid? It's selfish to have a kid now. I don't care what no one says. It is fucking selfish to have a child now. And most women are going to have children for selfish reasons with no plan on how to raise them. That's why they're turning into drug addicts. That's why they're out here getting loose. It's because when people get down and out and they feel like they have nothing, it's like, oh, let me at least have a child so I can feel like I've accomplished nothing. You know how many bummy niggas is walking around the mall that don't have a car or nothing with 6 kids? And he walking around with them all proud. Like, bro, your legacy is bummy. You just birthed 6 gang members that are probably going to go to jail. Like, that's what you see. You see motherfuckers having kids that ain't even supposed to be having fucking kids. So with me, thinking logically, I really don't see the point of having children now. Get out and live your life, because at any given moment, at any given time, now, the world we live in, shit can end. Your life can end at any given moment. And I just don't want to deal with that. All right, I think that's my opinion on why I don't have a kid. Hey, let's get those donations up. I'm about $40 off. Let's get those up, big dog. Show me some love. Snoop Dogg, he says, why am I always sweating in the crotch when walking? Sounds like you have high blood pressure. He says, Silver Lion says, I meant about if you're running multiple women. All right, let me go back up to your question, Silver Lion. All right. Okay, the drove a 6 point. I'm trying to catch on to Silver Lion's conversation, but I can't find the beginning of it. Oh, it looked like he talking to somebody else. Oh, he wasn't even talking to me. All right. I butted in your conversation for no reason. I didn't even read it. My bad, bro. G says, question. We can have plenty of women only if we treat them as employees. What do you think of it? I wouldn't say treat them as employees. What I would say is you can have plenty of women if you know what you want and you know where you want to be in life. Like, for instance, the way my life is set up, I have a girl now, but even before that, when I had my trucking company, I had to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to be down at the docks at 5:30. I had to have the routes out by 6:30. I had to sit in a meeting with Sears at 8 o'clock. Then when I went over to Amazon, I'm sitting with Amazon at 10 o'clock in the morning after my trucks went out having a meeting. Then on top of that, after that meeting, now you got somebody paying attention to your routes. Long story short, by the time I got done with my day, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I got to turn around, go to sleep, and wake back up and do it all over again 6 days in a row. So when it comes to juggling women, my priorities ain't juggling women, because at any given moment, somebody could have had a crash in the middle of the night. I got to get up and go handle that, because I still got to get stuff off of a trailer and onto another trailer to make it work. So when it comes to relationships with women, you have to understand, when you start doing shit with your life, you have to find a woman that's going to adapt to your life and your lifestyle. That's how I look at it. If you don't have anything going with your life, then I guess you could treat them however you want. But with me, my woman fit in my lifestyle. That's why you guys see my woman with Muslims. She's covered every day. So she fits my lifestyle. When I was ripping and running the streets, and I wasn't owning businesses, and I was trading stocks, and I was in the military, I messed with straight whores. So when it came to dealing with straight whores, I knew, like, I'm only going to be with these girls when I'm smoking weed, chilling, getting fucked up. You know what I mean? Because that's the type of girl that fit my lifestyle. So when it comes to women, you need a woman that's going to fit your lifestyle. Hanging around sluts now, when I started owning businesses and stuff, it just wasn't feasible for me. Arguing wasn't good. The sex wasn't, it's like, bitch, I don't care if you can suck my dick all night. That's the only thing you can do. The sex wasn't good enough for me to keep them around. You don't turn your sex slave into your woman. The girl that's with you, you got to find the one that's going to mold into your lifestyle, and you treat her accordingly. Men don't want to treat women bad, bro. So don't put yourself in a position where you have to treat a woman less than how you feel about her. Don't get in that relationship. If you want to be able to be good to your woman, wait patiently to get that woman. I had to wait 38 years to get one. So just focus on you, and then the proper woman will come in your life, and you can treat her how you want. If you feel like you have to have a strategy for the women that you're dating, or the way to treat them, be prepared to be single for a long time, or be prepared to be in and out of a bunch of different relationships from overanalyzing. That's my opinion on that. Oscar Bravo comes through. He says, no comment needed. You on point today. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate that, my man. Really appreciate that. He says, Daniel Spell, hold on. Killer Miller, he says, and I've been having women asking me to do a live by myself. Ask me, do I live by myself? I got it. And I tell them, yeah. Is it that they trying to hook up or what? Or they may seeing how much responsibility you have. You have a lot of men that try to get with women that either live at home, or they still live, or they have roommates. When you live on your own, it shows that you're more responsible. Shows that you're more fit for survival. When you start doing the roommate thing, that means you're trying to get your life together. You still at home with mom and dad, you're below average. So when you have your own spot, a woman's looking at you as being more mature. When she's leveling up, it's easy to sleep with her whenever she thinks she's leveling up. But it's still going to boil down to a respect factor. So at this point, yeah, you guys got to get in motion. If you got your own place, a woman's going to want to know, are you a lame or are you going somewhere? All right? Are you a lame or are you going somewhere? They would never, hypergamy will always be their true nature. Are you going somewhere or are you stuck? When you look like you're going somewhere, I can almost guarantee you're going to always get the women. Always. Daniel Spell says, does being sexually attractive affects a man's chances of prostate cancer? I don't know, bro. You're trolling at this point. We ain't doing that. I liked you for a little bit till you started asking stupid questions. Killer Miller, I'm on my own and doing my own thing. That's what you want to do, bro. Make sure you do your own thing, bro. Don't focus on no woman. When you doing your own thing as a man and you're not focusing on women, it's easier for you to spot the right ones in your life. That's why I told you, in my 20s, man, I was fucking with a whole bunch of thoughts. I didn't care. I didn't care at all. I knew I was going to be in sluts. I was right there in Miami. I knew I was dealing with sluts. I knew I wasn't going to wife none of them up. A lot of guys have to get to that point where you know what you want and you know where you want to be in life. All right, we got any more questions coming in? Big shout outs to Oscar. All right, guys, it looks like we're done with the. All right, here we go. Snoop Dogg. He says, I don't work out, and when I go out, I get exhausted from walking. I really want to go to the gym, but I'm destroyed after that. What do I do? All right, if you're tired, you got to open up your lungs. To open up your lungs, you're going to need to take black seed oil. What black seed oil is going to do, get a lot of black seed oil. Black seed oil, you want to start there. The black seed oil will go in your body, and it's going to kill off all the inflammation. All right. The reason why you're getting exhausted is because your body's going into shock from you trying to do something new, and it's swelling up. So take black seed oil, and the black seed oil is going to keep your inflammation down. So from the time you take the black seed oil, now start to work out. Now start to walk around. Now start to do things so your body doesn't swell up and causes you to get tired. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Next, you got to start taking a cold shower or a cold bath. You have too much inflammation. If your body is constantly just, soon as you start working out or want to do it, you just get tired, you're swelling up, you're out of breath. Okay, now you got to start taking cold showers, cold baths. You got to start getting the inflammation in your body down, as well as the black seed oil. But you got to go on a diet. You have to take the pressure off your nerves. You got to start doing this little shit. First thing I'm going to tell you to do, immediately go to a no-carb diet. Go the first week with just beef. They tell you not to do it, but go your first week with just beef. Second week, roast beef. This week after that, chicken. The week after that, straight salmon or straight fish. All right? I can almost guarantee you, you cut carbs out right now and you stick with just meat and get you some vegetables, get you some magnesium in there, get you some multi-day vitamins, that weight is shred off, but your inflammation will start to go down. You got to start getting that weight off of your bones and your muscles. You got to get more muscle tone to support what you have going on right now. So the best advice, get your diet right. Use food to relieve the inflammation that you have going on. Silver Lion, a woman should always be a convenience, not a hindrance. A woman should never make your world hard. Better to be alone than to stress with a succubus. He is absolutely right. And I'm going to add on to that. He is absolutely right. And one of the ways that you know that is by not going for women that you desire for. A lot of guys just need sex, but you're leveraging it like you really like the girl, but you really want sex, but you're telling her that you like her, you're saying all these things the right way, but you ultimately just trying to get around to sex. So one thing that you guys want to learn how to do in life to keep a woman from being a hindrance is to not be desperate. Because when you're desperate and you're constantly trying to get with her, then she may look at your desperation as power. When a woman looks at your desperation as power, she'll keep you in the relationship and just keep fucking with your head. All right? And what that's going to do, that's going to be a hindrance. It's going to slow you down because she's never going to be the woman that you want her to be. So first start off by controlling your desires for her. All right? He says, how long should black seeds for? Till I just go to the gym and push through until I get used to it. You'll feel the black seed oil. The black seed oil, them first couple of days, it's going to flush you out. I can guarantee you that. That black seed oil going to take everything in your stomach and push it out. And then from there, your inflammation will start going down as the bacteria leave your body. I've been taking black seed oil every day for years. It ain't really no time limit on it. I wake up, I take it. It's just natural at this point. It's the best thing that I've used. It's really good for your heart, really good for your skin. It's really good to keep you from getting sick. Most people that live a long time is on black seed oil. All right, let me see here. All right, guys, what's getting ready to happen is I'm going to go ahead and post this lecture. I'm about to put out another video by Alexia. It's from the live that we did the other night, so make sure you guys go watch it. But all 293 people in here right now, run over and subscribe Two, Anthony Spade clips is in the description right now. And if Keandre could go ahead and post it inside the chat room so guys can go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Jay with the $4.99, really appreciate it, bro. Yeah, Anthony Spade Clips is going to be the new channel that we're about to get rocking and rolling here. Jay, really appreciate it. He came through. And before he used to go to the gym 4 times a week, but I stopped 3-4 years in order for me. Okay, Snoop Dogg said he used to go to the gym, but he stopped. Muscle has memory. All it takes you to do is get in there, go through those first couple of days of heartbreak. The first couple of days, you need to be working out hard, but if you can get to a pool, get to a swimming pool, and sit in that swimming pool after you get done working out. It does not have to be cold water. It can be room temperature water, but get used to working out and sitting in water, all right, and allowing your body to loosen up so when you go to sleep and wake up the next day, you're not as hurt. The gym is all about consistency. Too many people go to the gym trying to get in shape overnight, and you end up pulling muscles, you end up hurting shit, and then you lose motivation to go to the gym. Go to the gym, keep the weight light, a lot of reps, and you'll have less injuries. The less injured you are, the more motivated you're going to be to go to the gym. The moment you start hurting shit, rotator cuff, lower back, knees, that's what put people out of the gym. That's what puts you out of the gym. I'll be seeing dudes in there trying to throw 200 up too fast. I say, that rotator cuff, get ready to go. As soon as that rotator cuff go, you're done. All you can do is leg exercises. As soon as that lower back starts to hurt, you're done. You ain't even going to the gym. As soon as them knees start to hurt, you're going to start doing just upper body, and eventually you'll pull that rotator cuff. Keep that weight light. Keep them reps light as fuck. And just go in there high reps, 4 sets of high reps, and work the muscle. Mind and muscle connection is the most important thing in the gym. Mind and muscle connection. I'm going to be honest with you. Back in the day, the best way that I got to mind and muscle connection, I used to smoke a joint every time I went to the gym. And while I was in there, I could literally feel the muscles stretching up and down. I don't do it anymore because I've learned through light weight how to have mind and muscle connection. So now I could go in the gym and I only need a half hour because I know how to pump blood into the muscle. That's going to be the main thing when you go to the gym. And trust me, just get the weight off the nerves. Once the weight is off the nerves, it'll be easier for you to stay consistent. You guys make sure you're subscribing to Anthony Spade Clips because we're about to start going hard on that channel. He says, I gained weight after injuries and then get the muscle back after and then have to get them. You're right. You have to do, once you get injured, that sets you down. Question, if you haven't worked out in a while, don't you think it's better to start off slow doing your workouts, can manage, and then level up? Yes, that's why you start off with lightweight. That's why I told him lightweight. Keep the weights light. Too many people are going into the gym and their ego training. They're trying to catch up with people that's been in the gym all their life because they want the results so fast. So when you go in the gym, keep the weights light. Learn to lift weights to the point where you're doing 50 reps before you feel something. You're doing 30 reps before you feel something. That way your workout is only going to the muscle. When you're getting in there and you don't have muscle tone and you just try to throw weight up, then you're going to end up popping something. Now you're talking nerve damage, joint damage. That's going to keep you out of the gym. Keep the weights extremely light and allow the food to form you. That's why I tell everybody with the gym, allow the food to form you. You have never in your life seen a fat person die from what do they call that when you, from an eating disorder, from not eating. You ain't never seen a fat person die from not eating because your body will live off the fat. Do what you can the first 2 days. Later, you will realize you could do more. Exactly. With me, I always, whenever I take my hiatus out of the gym for like a couple weeks and I go back in, I start extremely light. And make sure you warming up before you go. Get on a treadmill or elliptical for 5 minutes and then start working out. All right. Hello, mister. I'm looking for crack. All right. He says, I spoke to my son about red pill movement since he was 9. Now he's 11. coming 12. He's going to a bigger school soon. So is he the right time to talk to him about it? Yeah, you got to realize, right? I don't know. Red pill is something that I'll answer you in a little bit. When it comes to red pill, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can talk to your son till he's blue in the face, but you really need to tell him. You need to teach him how to be a people watcher. Don't go too into red pill, because red pill actually requires you to get hurt. It requires you to go to the bullshit before it sticks. Trying to tell somebody something about experiences that they never seen, they don't resonate with it. So with me, I would teach him to spot the bad guys, spot the bad women, spot them. But you got to be next to him. He got to learn it. Your son got to know what crack smells like. He got to know what a bad person looks like. He got to get out there and know what a gang member is like. He has to start smelling life. So one thing that you don't want to do is shelter him, because it's going to keep him away from the world. Let him go out and get hurt. Let him go out and go through it. And then as he makes his mistakes, then you give him the red pill. But let him make the mistake. Then you give him the red pill. Let him get his heart broke. Then you give him the red pill. Why? Because when people go through hardships, they're more tuned to listening. When your son ain't been through nothing yet, he don't have no reason to listen to you. He's just thinking you don't know what he know. So when you're doing this, don't give him the red pill just yet. You have to wait for him to start fucking up and then give him the red pill. Alex in the zone, he says, how many placements you did to grow your channel? I did everybody, almost 15 placements. I went and grabbed everybody channel that was in this space and put them in my placements. You know what I'm saying? I know where you're going with it, but yeah, that's what I did. I think you could load up to like 30 channels. So I did enough. All right. Question. Hey, I think food is the biggest problem. Is there anything to kill appetite? I eat beef and broccoli, but sometimes I get chocolate or cookies. I'm too addicted to sugar and fatty foods. Then you must eliminate carbs completely. The only way you're going to balance out your sugars is by eliminating your carbs. Start off with no carbs. Since you're already eating beef and broccoli, you're cool. But start off with no carbs. You need your appetite to keep moving. That's the trick. If you want to burn weight, your body can never think that it's full. You feel what I'm saying? Sugar is more addictive than the carb. So I recommend the carb now. But eventually, like what Jared's saying, you will have to eliminate the sugar, but the sugar has a bigger addiction. So carbs are easy to stop right now. Start off with the carbs, and that'll keep your metabolism moving. You don't need to fool. I got a thing. Never eat till you burp. Never. Always keep your metabolism moving. You know what I'm saying? Never eat till you burp, and eat about 6 meals a day, just the size of your fist. That's all you gotta do. A whole bunch of little meals. The sugar will take time. Right now, carbs. Eliminate the carbs. Sugar, you're gonna have to learn. And typically, people only eliminate sugar when they see the effects of their skin. Like with me, it's easy to eliminate sugar because if I go to eat it, I get a pimple immediately. So I learned if I eat sugar, then I'm gonna break out because I go so long without eating it. So with me, you gotta start learning your body more. All right, guys, this looks like we're getting there. Big shout outs to Alex in the zone. Let me see if they give me some more. Jay, big shout outs. Okay, I'm gonna try to go live later on tonight. Silver Lion, big shout outs, bro. Oscar Bravo, big shout outs. All right. Keandre, big shout outs. Marco Falls on, big shout outs. Rodney Scott, big shout outs. Jason Moon, big shout outs. Silver Lion again. Lila Coon, I can't see it all. Alex in his zone again. I can't see all the donations. I can only see what they're giving me because I'm on the phone. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Make sure you get over there and you subscribe to Anthony Spade Clips. And I'm going to see you guys later on tonight. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista. I got a video dropping now. Make sure you watch it.